Now, I record detailing videos for both YouTube and Instagram, and this right here is my whole entire rig for recording. There's only a couple things missing here because I'm currently using it for this camera right here, but for the most part, everything that you're seeing right here is how I record my videos. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down everything that I use to record a detailing video for both YouTube and Instagram. I'm just sharing you guys my step-by-step process on how I assembled this rig right here. And also, if you're interested in anything that I'm going to showcase right here, I'll gladly provide the links down below in case you want to start out your own detailing content or you want to upgrade your current rig so that way you have a much more flexible, much more comfortable experience when you're recording your videos. And before we start the video, I just want to give a quick mention. If you're interested in any detailing training services and you just happen to be in the area of Hacienda Heights, California, head on over to my website. It is carlosdetailingtraining.com. There you can find everything from the courses, registration, pricing, and so on. So if you want to learn how to become a better detailer, check out the link down below, follow the process, submit your form, and I'll reach out to you from there. So with that said, let's get started with the video. All right, so for the first topic is the camera. The one that you're currently looking at right now is the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And there you guys go, just so you can see that is you guys right there. And this right here that I have is an iPhone 13 Pro, not the Pro Max, just the regular Pro. The first thing I love about the iPhone 17 Pro Max is that USB-C port. It connects to almost all of my accessories, my camera accessories from my other cameras, and it's just a flawless experience and just being able to put everything together. And it just simplifies everything. It's just one port. The camera looks really good and I just love the results that it gives. Now you might be asking, well, what's the point of this iPhone 13 Pro if you have the 17 Pro Max? Every time I'm talking, like I want to look at my notes real quick, I just, fire up my notes app and just look at my notes as I'm talking. And then finally, the app that I use to run everything on my phone is called the Blackmagic Camera app. It's this app right over here, where if I press it, I get to use the camera. It has a lot of different settings. This allows you to use every single function that's on your camera because the stock, or I would say the native app for iOS, it's fine for the most part, but it's really restrictive if you're trying to really fine tune everything from the focus, the aperture, the ISO. Now there are plenty of videos covering what this app does, all the benefits to it. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but what I do love about this app is that you can record directly onto an external drive without filling up your phone storage. And I really do find that handy in case I have to do like some really long recording sessions. That is literally everything I use to run the camera. So an iPhone 17 Pro Max, my iPhone 13 Pro, and using the Blackmagic Camera app. So now let's talk about all of the accessories that I use to put on my camera. And the first accessory that is holding quite literally everything is the Peak Design Travel Tripod. This is the most expensive accessory that I have because if anyone knows about Peak Design products, you already know what I'm going to talk about. But this one is the all carbon fiber tripod. It's super lightweight and it's really sturdy, like it's really solid. Once you deploy it, it does not move. Assuming that you have a good amount of weight up top and it's balanced well, it's not going to tip over. Now my previous tripod that I had, it fell in the stupidest way possible. So I had all my gear mounted, and with this camera, my brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max, barely had it for like maybe 2 weeks. And I accidentally pulled a hose and it tipped over the tripod. I mean, it was a cheap $20 tripod. Thankfully my phone was perfectly fine, no scratches, didn't crack or anything. Yeah, there were some scuffs on some of my accessories, but the tripod was completely destroyed. And I thought to myself, you know what? I should invest in a really good tripod. So that's why I got the Peak Design Travel Tripod. But this is just built so well. It's super lightweight. It feels really weird. This is really light, but still sturdy and solid at the same time. Now, if you have no clue about any camera equipment terminology, I am so sorry. But I'm gonna try my best to simplify the language. But the reason why I like about this camera is that it has an Arca quick release mount right here. So most of the camera equipment that I have is using an Arca mount, which is just, just plop it in, lock it, and it's good to go. I try my best to simplify everything so it's quite literally like Legos. Just put them together and off to work. Then I got mounts like these where it's just an Arca Swiss plate where I just mount it on, twist it off just so it's tight, and then bam, it's there. And it's really stuck on there. Like you would have to forcefully hit it with a hammer to really knock this thing out. But yeah, I keep everything on Arca plates, so it's just a quick plug and play and off to work. I know this is stupid expensive, but this is one of those products where The people that know how to use these things to the best of their abilities can only truly value these kinds of products. And yeah, this is my tripod, the Peak Design Travel Tripod. So now that we discussed about the phone and the tripod, now let's talk about the rig that I use that holds everything together securely to make some high quality content. I will separate this in two parts. The first one's going to be horizontal videos, and the second part is vertical videos for like social media. So here goes the first part, landscape mode. So this is the small rig universal cage. I don't know the exact model to this, but of course I'll link everything down below in case you're interested in it. I do have some mods on this thing, but I'll break it down one by one. So this is a universal cage made by Small Rig. You can put any phone on this, you know, your Samsungs, Googles, Apple, you name it. It has a universal clamp, so you just put your phone right in the middle. Plenty of mounting options. As you can see from the inside, there's like little threads. They're called 1/4 inch 20 threads, so you can mount your accessories such as like monitors, batteries, grips, and so on. But what I did to this particular rig was add NATO rails. I have 4 NATO rails on this rig, one on each side, so that way I can attach my accessories with many different mounting points. For example, if I'm going to do horizontal video, I can mount my gear in a certain way up here. But if I want to do vertical video and also keep all my gear, I have a different way of orienting all this without having to, like, you know, thread and unthread all my accessories one by one each single time. Instead, I'd rather just have everything on rails so I can just clamp, and that's it. And then the second accessory that I added is this, again, from Small Rig. I'm not sponsored by Small Rig, it's just that they happen to have a lot of accessories for phones that, you know, it's kind of like their own ecosystem. Everything just works together, and I just stuck with them. So this is the Small Rig AirTag accessory. I don't have to explain what that is. It's just in case I lose this thing, I can find it. And then next up, I do have some grips that go on the rig itself. So these are Small Rig NATO clamp grips. I don't have to explain what it does. It's literally just grips. It has these little clamps that it goes on the rig itself. So you just press it and it locks into place. It's really convenient because it has this little quick release lever where he just plugs in, it locks, and then you could just get to work from there. That is pretty much it from the rig itself. Like, literally, this is everything. There's nothing else to the construction. It's just the chassis itself, the grips, and that's it. So now let's talk about the electronic accessories that I will then put on top of here. Now, in order for the phone to connect all of the electronic accessories together, the storage, battery, the HDMI cable, and so on, it needs a USB hub to connect to. And the one that I chose, before I show you guys, I've went through so many different options, from, like, you know, typical office USB-C hubs meant for like laptops. Some work, some don't. Unfortunately, it's literally a hit or miss. I can't confirm like which one will work out of the box, but one that has been designed from the ground up for the iPhone for mobile cinematography is one from Condor Blue. This is their USB-C hub. This is arguably the best hub you can get for your smartphone because there's a lot of connectivity and mounting points for all of your accessories. So just getting the obvious out of the way, your phone connects on one end. It's just a USB-C port. And then from there you have 3 USB-C ports and an HDMI. Now the cool thing is that they already have them pre-labeled for you. As you can see on the icons, there's one for audio, one for power. And another thing I like is that this has an integrated cold shoe mount for you to mount your accessories, microphone, monitor. This thing runs everything, connects everything together. There's fast data transfer on this, fast charging too. And the cool part about Condor Blue is that all of their accessories are a lifetime warranty. So even if something does go bad, you can just send it out and they'll send you a new one. Then next up are my microphones. The 2 microphones I use when I'm talking directly to the camera, it is the Rode Wireless Pro lavalier microphone. These are wireless microphones. It's actually the one that you're currently listening to right now. I just have a, you know, small mic connected to it. It just threads onto like this kind of microphone. I find it convenient that it comes with 2 different microphones. So one for me and I can give the other one to, I don't know, someone that I can probably be working with if we're doing a collaborative kind of video. Now, what I love about this Rode Wireless Pro microphone is that it accepts both USB-C and a 3.5mm audio jack interface. Now, the second microphone that I use, this one I mostly use to just capture the ambient sounds in the area, and that is the Rode Video Mic Go 2. This is a super portable, super lightweight a shotgun microphone that doesn't take any power. There's no batteries needed. It's just powered directly from whatever camera that you attach to it. The cool thing about this microphone is that it accepts both 3.5 millimeter audio jack and also USB-C. Now that we've discussed about the microphone and the cameras, now is the important part. Since I'm using the backside cameras to get the best video quality possible, the question comes up, how do I see myself if I'm not looking at the screen? Well, I have a field monitor and it is from Field World. It's called the PSX. This is a small, compact, really lightweight portable monitor that you can use to just mount on the phone or on the rig itself. And I could just hook up an HDMI cable using the USB-C hub from Condor Blue. And I get to see everything that I am recording. Now, I will say it's not perfect in, I would say, like color accuracy. And sometimes the frames do drop a little bit occasionally when it gets a little toasty. But in my own personal opinion, I just need to see how I am framed like within the shots. The colors and everything, I know the phone is perfectly fine. I don't use filters as I'm recording. So video quality here, it doesn't really matter to me. All I care about is if I'm in the frame or not. And the cool thing about this one is I can use this in landscape and vertical mode. For me, it's just convenient. I just need a screen that just shows me where I'm at. That's all I really care about. But this gets the job done for the most part. And then the last accessory, which is really important because it quite literally powers everything, because just the iPhone alone is not enough power to, you know, turn on everything. So you need an external power source to power everything. And the one that I'm using is, again, from Small Rig. This is their CB75 20,000 milliamp battery. The only time I use this is if I have to use the monitor and I plan on recording for a long period of time. So what I like about this one is that it has two USB-C ports. They're fast charging, and this battery can fast charge as well. There are 1/4 inch threads on the top and the bottom, and the only thing I've done to it is on the top, I added a NATO clamp to mount the rig directly on top of it. And also there is an Arca Swiss plate underneath, and this goes directly on the tripod. So I just have it on the tripod, the rig goes on top, everything's sturdy, locked in all together. And then I just put a cable to power up all my stuff. Now, I briefly mentioned it earlier in the video, but I record everything on an external drive, not for this video because it's a little bit shorter, but for my main videos, I do use an external drive to, you know, record directly onto instead of using my phone storage. And the two that I use, we'll go for the first one, is this Samsung T5 SSD. It is 500 gigabytes and it connects via as you could see, it connects via USB-C. So it goes directly to the phone. I have this Small Rig SSD or battery clamp. Torque it down with the clamp, and then there it is. And this mounts directly via a cold shoe mount. Now this SSD, I only use it for my YouTube videos, videos that I'm gathering like almost like an hour or 2 hours worth of footage, and I store everything on here. But what if I have, like, for example, my vertical videos where it probably at most like 5 minutes worth of footage? That I would use a Samsung USB-C flash drive. But since I'm using this USB stick for like really short content, like I said, it doesn't last more than like 5 minutes. I have no problems recording directly on here. I've never had an issue where this disconnected or overheated on its own. Works perfectly fine. I mean, it even connects directly onto the phone. I just record directly from there. It's really convenient. All right, so now the last part, and guys, it does not matter how much your budget is for your camera accessories, your microphone, your monitor, and everything. If your cables suck, then everything just falls apart and it's going to be a waste of money. The equipment that you get has to be able to connect to the main camera itself using compatible cables that have the right amount of speed and also the durability, so that way you have a good recording session without anything dropping off or having some weird distortions. So the cables that I went with that are going to be connecting directly onto my phone and also the Condor Blue USB-C hub are actually cables directly from Condor Blue. I got some USB-C cables and an HDMI cable. They're both from Condor Blue, but I just wanted to go over it real quick. So this is an HDMI cable, but it's coiled, so it can stretch at various lengths, but also keeping it tidy and out of the way. They're really sturdy. You can bend these all in crazy shapes, and these are super robust. They're not gonna breakdown on you. The reason why I got Condor blue cables in particular is not just for the color. I know it looks nice, it looks cool that it's in blue, but that's not the point of why I got these. I got them mainly because they are able to deliver not only the power, the electricity, the voltage that my accessories need, but also has the data transfer speeds that I'm looking for. For example, my Samsung T5 SSD, the read and write speeds are pretty quick for mobile filmmaking, and I need a cable that is compatible with the Condor Blue USB-C hub and my iPhone 17 Pro Max, so it can transfer all of that data onto the drive without dropping off in the film, leaving some artifacts, distortions, audio drop-offs. It has to be consistent the whole entire time. And there you guys go. That is my camera rig for my horizontal videos or YouTube videos. So now we could talk about the rig that I use for my vertical content. You guys are gonna laugh at the size of this thing. This right here is a MagSafe mount meant for phones or anything that's MagSafe compatible that you connect your phone to, and it has a little cold shoe mount so you can mount any camera accessory that you want. And the base plate right here, you can either connect this to a mount that has a 1/4 inch 20 thread, or you can twist it right here and it reveals a cold shoe clamp that you can just mount this to anything that has a cold shoe mount. Or you can use my favorite method, which is using the included Arca Swiss plate that is integrated into the mount itself. So you can just plop it into anything that is Arca Swiss compatible, and there you go. This whole entire housing rotates so you can, you know, record in every single camera angle that you can imagine. And I'm not kidding you, this is literally it. The whole entire vertical rig is right here. And also I use the front facing camera occasionally. Now if I have to use the backside camera on the mount itself, since it has like a 1/4 inch thread, I could just thread on a standard camera grip directly underneath, so I could just use it like a selfie stick. This was not designed to have like a crazy amount of camera accessories on, but just to get the essentials. And there you guys go. That's my whole camera rig for my YouTube videos and my vertical videos for social media posts, which I can't show because I don't have another tripod to mount it here on the side, but you guys get the point. Hopefully this video gives you guys a bit of inspiration for those of you that are recording your own content for social media or YouTube. You want to upgrade your own setup. Hopefully something right here can perhaps inspire you to, I don't know, upgrade a key piece of equipment or an accessory, so that way you can mount it in a certain way that is not only comfortable for you, but it also improves the recording experience, so you can get a better, I don't know, visual footage, better audio quality. I can't get over how easy it is to just use this Arca mount to just, you know, pull this right off and I could just get to recording, and that's it. It's just really satisfying to do this every single time. And that's going to be it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video, I know it wasn't detailing related, but hopefully you guys learned something here. So if you want to improve your content creation, your recording process, make sure to leave a like, subscribe down below for more future content like this down the road. And like always, if you're interested in anything that I showed here, head on over to the links down below. It's all there listed in order, and you guys can check it out from there. And like I said in the beginning, if you're interested in any detailing training and you want to improve your craft, head on over to my website. It is carlosdetailingtraining.com. There you can find everything from the courses available, pricing, scheduling, the registration form. If you're interested in improving the craft of your detailing, head on over to the website, follow the instructions, fill out the form, and I'll reach out to you from there. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and you guys have a good one.